Christine Persichetti. Police are searching tonight for the person who broke into a Queens church, stealing hundreds of dollars in cash and religious items. The incident happened a few weeks ago. The suspect caught on camera carrying the large bag of stolen goods out of Our Lady of Fatima Church. Current News' Jessica Easthope has the full story from East Elmhurst.
This place was found ransacked, religious items thrown all over the floor. The physical damage has since been cleaned up, some of it repaired. But for the people here at Our Lady of Fatima, the emotional damage is going to last.
So it looks like he used a crowbar here and broke the lock.
Building manager Leo Martinez said it must have taken serious force. This is real marble. When he came across it, it was powder on the ground.
So sort of like a violation to your own property. You know, this is pretty much a home for me. And, you know, it takes it very personal when things like that happen.
Early morning, May 18th, this man came with a bag of tools and broke into the small gift shop inside the foyer of Our Lady of Fatima. He made off with a garbage bag of cash and religious items worth $1,500.
It's shocking. Someone comes into your home or your own space and then violates.
Pastor Father Darrell DaCosta said he reported the crime to police immediately. And now the church will be getting more cameras and new alarms and locks. He's hoping the people in this community feel safe and welcome in church, including the man who burglarized it.
It's an opportunity to pray for that person to turn around, turn to God, and people will help you.
I don't wish any bad on anybody, but this is something that hurts them emotionally.
The police are asking for the public's help in finding who did this. If you have any information, you can call NYPD's Crime Stoppers. In East Elmhurst, Jessica Easthope, Currents News.
Turning now to a joyous day for the Diocese of Brooklyn, the ordination of 19 new deacons.
Saint John, pray for us.
Bishop Robert Brennan presiding over the sacrament on Saturday at the Co-Cathedral of St. Joseph. The men, who range in age from 40 to 65, will perform baptisms, witness marriages, and distribute communion in churches all around Brooklyn and Queens. At the end of the Mass, Bishop Brennan gave his appreciation to the new deacons and the families who helped them realize their vocation.
I'm going to ask if the families of the deacons would please stand in your places, all the family members. And I'm going to ask the deacons please to stand in your places and to turn and face them. We all here in the church want to extend to all of you our warmest appreciation and congratulations.
13 of the new deacons will serve in Brooklyn. 6 will minister in Queens. You can read all about the deacon class of 2023 in the tablet. The paper introduces you to all the men, showing their different backgrounds and how they've been serving the Diocese of Brooklyn even before their ordination. Just pick up a copy of the paper to read all about them. The bishop also honored those who served our country this weekend with a special Memorial Day Mass. Bishop Brennan celebrated the field mass at St. John's Cemetery in Middle Village, Queens. The service was to remember and pray for those who made the ultimate sacrifice for our country. Similar liturgies were held at all cemeteries owned and operated by Catholic cemeteries of Brooklyn and Queens. Developing news now. While there's been no major influx of migrants at the southern border since Title 42 was lifted, there are still tens of thousands in New York City. And now Mayor Eric Adams is busing them elsewhere. Some 6 migrants were sent to Albany over the weekend. Community leaders there are complaining that they were given little notice. The Albany County executive told the New York Post it's organized chaos. While Pope Francis is calling the situation at the southern border a serious problem, he is praising the way one Catholic leader is handling it. In a recent interview with Telemundo, the Holy Father highlighted one man, Bishop Mark Seitz of El Paso, for the work he's doing at the border. He called the bishop a great man who feels the problem. Currents News spoke with Bishop Seitz ahead of the interview to talk about just what the church is doing to help.
Right now, the Church of El Paso is running 6 shelter operations in church properties, including here at the Pastoral Center. But the numbers of those we are housing in the brief time that they're with us, it has declined considerably. The county is also working with migrants in a shelter service that they have, really, that moves people along quite quickly. But things have changed quite a bit from the earlier days of the month of May, when we saw really very large numbers, not after the lifting of Title 42, but prior to the lifting.
Yeah, but even though the numbers of people illegally crossing the border are down, we've all seen the video and the pictures of people sleeping on the streets outside of Sacred Heart Church. They were in cardboard makeshift beds. Other processing centers, we're told, were 6 times capacity. So what do you say to people who say living like this isn't humane either?
Well, we certainly agree with them, and we were really scrambling to open more shelter spaces. I think everyone was caught a bit by surprise at the numbers that we saw prior to the lifting of Title 42. But right now, we have adequate shelter space ready, and we try to treat everyone who comes to us with the human dignity that is owed to every brother and sister.
Right. And I know many of the migrants don't really stay long in El Paso. The mayor there, Oscar Leeser, has actually bused more than twice as many migrants to New York City than Governor Greg Abbott. Don't you think this is just spreading the problem around rather than fixing it? You know, how does this humanitarian crisis end?
Well, it's the sort of situation, given the present state of the law, the way that we limit those who are able to cross, and then when we receive them, really aren't able to process them in the orderly fashion we would like. It's a consequence of many policies that in a broken immigration system. And obviously, we all would like to have that fixed with comprehensive reform.
So really quickly, about 30 seconds, how do we get there? What do we do?
Well, you know, it's not the church's role to write laws, but when people come to us, it is our role to receive them with charity and compassion. And that's been really our main focus, although we can certainly present those principles to those who make the laws and together come up with a better system.
That was Bishop Mark Seitz of the Diocese of El Paso. And that is Currents News. I'm Christine Persichetti. We'll be bringing you abbreviated newscasts for the next few weeks, but as always, we are still committed to putting your faith in the news. Hope to see you again next time.